We're going to do a rundown on setting up and correctly operating a small cotton candy machine. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to receive the machine just in this condition. It's got a few warnings, a few sheets on here. We're going to go over what those mean. But right away what you're going to want to do is plug the cord directly into an outlet. Using an extension cord can many times not give the machine the right amount of power that it needs. It generates a lot of power, so this needs to be plugged directly into an outlet. Okay? For a lot of these small machines, there's a transport mode and there's an operational mode. In transport mode, the head is locked, which means it's stiff. You're going to take these two dials on either side of your machine head on top of the machine, and you're just going to loosen them up. Once you've got this in place of where you're going to utilize it, on a table or a countertop, whatever. So, loosen those up. Now, the head's going to wobble. If you forget to do that step, not a huge deal, but when you go to use the machine, it's going to make a really loud rattling noise, and it's going to shake a little bit. That'll remind you to turn the machine off and to unlock the head. Okay? When you go back to transporting the machine again, then you're going to want to lock those screws back up so that the head is locked and it doesn't come off balance. So, we've got our screws loosened, head is wobbly, it's ready to use. Every time we send a cotton candy machine out, we've got a couple warnings here. Always want to keep the head of the machine dry. So using it outdoors in rain is not a good idea. You definitely don't want to throw any water on it to wash it or rinse it. We take care of all the cleaning of the cotton candy machine itself when it comes back. So please leave the head of that dry, otherwise it's not going to work. You'll also get a green tag here. That's a ready to rent tag. And here at Fun Services, we clean and test these machines before they go out every time. So we have these dials of the heat adjustment already preset for you on medium heat for this machine specifically. So you won't really have to mess ever with these, and I'll explain when you would in different circumstances. Last piece of paper you're going to get with the machine is an operational checklist. Reminders like to unlock your head like we just did, to plug the cord directly into the outlet, and so forth. Alright, so now we're ready to use the machine. We've got two switches. One is our motor, one is our heat. Okay? First thing you're going to want to do is take your pan and just rest it directly on top of the machine right there. There's no threading or anything involved, it just sits right on top, nice and even. We've got approved floss sugar. Make sure that when you use sugar, it's got flossine in it. This is Gold Medal. This is this brand that we use, and it's the brand that works best with these specific Gold Medal machines. You're going to pour it directly into the top here, into the reservoir. You can fit quite a bit in there at one time. Definitely never want to overfill. So I'm going to go right about there. I'm going to shake it and even it out just a little bit. That's plenty. Okay, that'll make you quite a bit of cones to get started. We provide you with a cotton candy bubble, which helps contain your cotton candy when it's in use and not fly all around the room. It is a messy job, so you're going to get some cotton candy in your face and on your clothes and in your hair, so be prepared. So now that we've got that on, ready to go, let me put some light on this real quick. We've got two switches here. We're going to start with our motor. That's going to get the head to spin. If you just keep your motor on, it's just going to spit sugar. So right after you hit your motor, you want to turn your heat on. So now both of my switches are on. And for the first batch of cotton candy that I'm making right now, it usually takes about 30 seconds to 1 minute for the cotton candy to start building up around the side of the pan. And now you're starting to notice the cotton candy buildup on the outside of the pan, which means that the head is hot. And then we can take our cone and start to make cones of cotton candy. We provide you with these cones here. You're going to take it and you're just going to twirl it. I twirl it counterclockwise around the outside of the pan. I'm going to take it, I'm going to twirl. Just like that. Make myself a nice cone. The machine itself is going to keep producing cotton candy as long as you have your motor switch and your heat switch on. If you need to take a break or are done making cotton candy for the moment, we run what's called a cool down process. So to turn the machine off, we want to cool it down. What we do first is we turn our heat off, but we let our motor run. Motor needs to run for another 1.5 to 2 minutes without heat. The reason why that's important is so that cotton candy doesn't build up around the outside of the head and clog your machine. Many times, this basically got the dial. The only time you'll ever have to adjust our dial here, we have it on medium heat at the moment, is one, if you find the machine is smoking or you have a burning smell. That's not a problem, you just got to turn your heat down a little bit. If you find that it's still just spitting out sugar and not making cotton candy floss that sticks to the outside of the pan, turn your heat up so that coil gets warmer and it actually produces cotton candy. So generally where we leave it for you when you pick the machine up is right where we've tested it and where it works the best.